Hello and welcome to SaltWire today for Friday, April 14th. I'm your host, Kate Walker. Nova Scotians will now have access to data on the Need a Family Practice Registry. Starting today, the list that shows how many people in the province are without a family doctor will be part of an online dashboard. It will be updated monthly and will also show visitor data to virtual care and other clinics.
We've taken steps to improve the system across the province by expanding virtual care, mobile clinics, pharmacy clinics, etc. So we're working hard to improve access as well as attachment, and today we're moving that dashboard, the Need a Family Practice Registry, to a dashboard. So it may seem like a minor change, but it is going to make a huge difference for Nova Scotians who want to better understand the state of primary care in their communities and across the province.
As of April 1st, 2023, 142,262 Nova Scotians are without a family doctor. That's 14.3% of the population, and the numbers have gone up 3.4% since last month. A heavy police presence in Dartmouth today. Police spent much of the day surrounding a home on Slater Street, which was closed but has since reopened. Police say around 10:30 this morning they got a report of a disturbance at a residence in the 100 block of Relica Drive in Dartmouth. The suspect ran away before police got there. Police believed the suspect was at this residence on Slater Street and surrounded the home. Police were seen flying a drone, smashing windows and heading inside, but police say after searching the home on Slater Street, the suspect was not found, and they're still searching for the suspect. A teen facing 11 charges, including 2 counts of attempted murder after allegedly stabbing 2 staff members at his Bedford high school, is undergoing a psychiatric assessment. Police responded to a weapons complaint at Charles P. Allen High School on March 20th after a student stabbed 2 school employees before fleeing the building. Both were treated in hospital and are now back to school. The psychiatric assessment for the boy was ordered by a judge on April 4th when the 15-year-old appeared in Halifax Youth Court via video link from the Nova Scotia Youth Centre in Waterville. The teen's identity is protected under the Youth Criminal Justice Act. The court wants a medical opinion on whether the teen is mentally fit to stand trial. The psychiatric report is due by April 20th when he will appear in court again. The Crown gave notice that if the teen is convicted, it could apply to have him sentenced as an adult. The future of the iconic Lunenburg Academy is up in the air. The former school on the South Shore town is potentially being put up for sale. It opened as a school in 1895 and stayed that way until 2012 when volunteers came together with millions in public and private dollars to give it a new life as a culture and community hub. Now all of that is up in the air because the municipality had notified Parks Canada that it was interested in divesting itself of the property for private development. Just one of many changes to the town recently. Lunenburg Mayor Matt Risser announced he is stepping down from his role effective May 9th to take another job that requires him to move away. Deputy Mayor Peter Mosier will serve as acting mayor until a by-election happens. It's time for another edition of Wine of the Week with SaltWire sommelier Mark DeWolf. Few local brands have caused as much of a stir as did Benjamin Bridges Nova 7 when it was launched 15 years ago. Mark was recently introduced to a new product living under the iconic Nova 7 brand.
Last week, Benjamin Bridge celebrated Nova 7 Day with the release of their Super Nova 7 cocktail. So it's a blend of Nova 7 and locally produced vodka. It's a bit on the sweet side, but it's so refreshing and so perfect for spring entertaining. But don't forget about the classic Nova 7. You know, it's changed a bit over the years. It's a little less sweet than it used to be, and it's made using natural fermentation, which I think exudes itself. So it's still aromatic, still a little bit sweet, but it's got a lot of interesting character to it too. So anyway, celebrate the spring with these 2 products.
And for more wine tips, recipes, and interviews, including a recent interview between Mark and Benjamin Bridge winemaker Jean-Benoit Delaurier, go to the Wine and Dine section of saltwire.com. It's time now for a glimpse of today's Thinking Out Loud with Sheldon McLeod. Today, Sheldon is speaking with trauma therapist Christina Fifield about the MCC and a law banning abusive non-disclosure agreements.
Do you have any comment on the Premier and the Progressive Conservative government in this pause as saying it's a jurisdictional review. That's why they can't or not willing to put an end to abusive NDAs right now?
It's frustrating because, everyone's talking about that, this review that needs to take place, Tim Houston, Brad Johns. But the thing is that people continue to be harmed, right? And what's taking place as, this is continued to allow to be happening, right? And I heard Tim Houston say, well, we don't want them to be used in this way. But the reality is they are being used in this way. And Tim Houston and our Conservative government have, they have Bill 144 sitting, right? And it has not been passed, and it hasn't been passed now in the spring session. And that's concerning, right? And it's concerning too when we see, I know Justin Trudeau and Tim Houston were at, sitting a few rows behind me when the final report was released in Toronto a few weeks ago, right? So if you're really invested and committed to what is needed here in our province, what is needed in Canada, what's needed to protect survivors and victims, and what is also needed to make sure that we're not normalizing violence, that we make sure that we're having systems and accountability for when violence is taking place. It's very concerning.
And for Sheldon's full conversation, head to the opinions section of saltwire.com. Time now for the Atlantic Sports Wire, presented by SaltWire.
The Maritime Women's Basketball Association tips off in just a couple of weeks. Very pleased to be joined by Mark Ford. He's going to be the head coach for the Halifax Hornets, the defending champions of the league. Mark, welcome to the Atlantic Sports Wire. How are preparations going for the second season of the Hornets?
Well, considering this is our other job, it adds a little bit to our day-to-day plates with having families and full-time jobs and trying to coordinate tryouts and gym rentals and getting the players to the gym that have exams, and some of them are moms. So, it's all par for the course, but very hectic and but very exciting at the same time. And we've had a couple tryouts already.
The full Atlantic Sports Wire chat with Coach Mark Forward is available at the video tab on saltwire.com and also on our SaltWire YouTube channel. In Halifax, I'm Scott Squires for the Atlantic Sports Wire.
Thank you, Scott. On to weather now. After breaking temperature records in Halifax yesterday, and a fair stretch of weather is set to continue this weekend, let's check in now with our weather specialist, Alistair Alders, for your full forecast.
Thanks, Kate. Well, it was another beautiful day here in HRM, and the weather for the upcoming weekend not looking too bad either. This evening we'll have clear skies and the temperature near 7 degrees, and a chilly start tomorrow morning, rising from +1, but sunny in the morning and throughout the day tomorrow. Now we'll have a bit of a sea breeze, so that means in the afternoon winds will be out of the south along the coast, but more of a northerly component inland. So it will be warmest inland tomorrow, near 16 degrees. In the city, likely closer to 13, 14 degrees, and right along the coast, a high temperature of 8 degrees. Now we do see some changes on the way for our Sunday, as a closed low will be sitting offshore. This will bring in more of a east-southeast wind, so looking at a mainly cloudy day. We could even see some fog patches and drizzle directly along the coast, and temperatures cooler for everyone, 10 degrees inland, near 7 degrees in the city and along the coast. So certainly the brightest and warmest day for most of us will be on Saturday. And as I take a look at next week, it will be more unsettled with opportunities for rain showers. So get out there and soak up that sunshine if you can this weekend. Have a great weekend. Kate.
Thank you, Alistair. That's all for now. For more extended video and full online articles, stay tuned to saltwire.com. And you can find us on social media. I'm your host, Kate Walker. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back here Monday.